Welcome back, boys, to another video. We are here in lockdown with the first episode of what I want to call the third opinion. Chris isn't sure though.
I'm dubious, but we'll see how it goes.
I want to
I
call
don't
it
think
third
it sounds
opinion.
that bad.
Let's go. I like it. I'm here with, of course, Chris. We've got the first guest is Mr. Jack Ward, aka Half Bars. How we doing?
Hello. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm good. How have you found lockdown?
Good. Probably the most boring experience of my life.
It's tough, isn't it?
I'm looking forward to being able to ride. That's the main thing.
Have you not read it?
I'll be riding flat, but I haven't got really that many places like next to my house that I can. But so I got to screw a little bit to ride flat properly. But yeah, most of it not far, but like it's effort than just going outside my door. But it's not too bad. I haven't even got a local. Even if I did, I don't think I'll be able to ride it anyway. But yeah.
I mean, I probably could ride flat, but I've had it's not something I want to do on my own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. I find it so boring.
It's so boring.
I've taken the initiative and I've built myself some ramps. You see?
Yeah, but I got nowhere to put a ramp. I was going to drive. Oh no, yeah, but it's all grass and it's tiny and it's on a 45-degree fucking slope.
Oh shit! That's
It's
Well, there's a bank, surely.
Yeah, just put a piece of plywood on it, then it'll be a quarter.
Yeah, jobs are good one.
Yeah, but yeah, I was gonna drive up to Lincoln today to pick up a ramp from Goose Whip. Yeah, I was gonna pick up a ramp, and then I realised I was like, I have nowhere to put it, so I was just like, it's not worth driving that far to not be able to ride it.
One thing I did want your opinion on, and Chris, and for everyone really, is obviously Instagram is everyone's a bit dry at the moment, but one thing I've seen is a lot of people posting like flat clips on their Instagram, and my question is, surely Instagram flat clips are, I don't know about you lot, but for me already, I'm bored of them. I skip straight past them.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
There's no real reason to be watching somebody ride like flat outside their house. You know what I mean? So
there's only so far you can go with it with flat clips, unless you're John Reyes.
Well, there's the people have been using that. There's a Zoominator app or something that makes it look like someone's filming. You can do like self-film clips.
Is it?
Yeah,
Really?
so do you follow Morgan Jones?
I know who he is. I don't know if I follow him though, but I know who you're about.
I can't say that.
Like all of his clips, like recently, it's just an example. Quite a few people use it, but like a lot of his clips are just self-film. But he does them and he uses that app, so you basically just follow you. So it just looks like a better clip, basically.
Wow.
I find them a lot more enjoyable to watch than just self-filmed one angle. But just it looks more like an Insta edit, but still.
That's cool. I've never heard of that.
They're more, yeah.
One thing though with like the flat clips, I question, are people enjoying making these Instagram clips themselves?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Or are they just sort of trying to push out some content just for? I mean, fair enough, but
I feel like that's the majority. That's the consensus of most people when they do Instagram anyway. A lot of kids, not kids, or just everyone in general, they get clips for the sake of getting them for Instagram. They don't get clips because it's like, oh, I want this clip.
That's true.
This will get this many likes on Instagram. I feel like Instagram is a really good platform, but people take it to the extreme in terms of obsessing over it with their clips and stuff, and you need to tone it down and focus on the riding more than the clips, because you learn a lot more.
I agree. I also think there's a lot of the thing is, because I have wanted to film clips before, so I wanted to actually like make a video just because I kind of enjoy making the video, like the editing of it and stuff. And the clips are sort of like a second, like say I really want to use like a song or something, and like I just wanted to make a video,
exactly.
But I think if you're not actually enjoying it in the first place, for example, riding flat outside, I think that's where it sort of goes, like you said, it goes a little bit too far and you start questioning it. And it's a strange one, isn't it?
I've always found like, I used to be like that. I used to just obsess, not obsess, but like I'd go to a skate park and be like, I need to get this many clips so I can post this many times and like do this and this. But now I just go to skate, I like ride. If I want to get a clip, I get a clip. If I don't get any clips, I'll try and find something to post. If not, I don't post. It's like I don't let it control. You just got to not let it control your life, and it's just sort of it's something that's.
Caught up in that
I feel like
numbers, don't you?
With scootering as well, it's like a different level like to it. Like scootering is just like in terms of social platform, it's like one of those like compared to BMX and skateboarding, it's
100%.
It's mad. Like kids are obsessed with it.
Definitely.
That's
crazy.
something I wanted to touch on because I've come from a skateboarding background.
Yeah.
Started skateboarding when I was like 9 years old, and obviously in that time there wasn't Instagram. So the things you'd film were on a camera for a video part, or for a throwaway or a fun edit or things like that. Everything was made for videos, as opposed to, I guess Instagram would be like promo almost. But what are you promoting at this point if you're not recording for a video part?
Yeah.
So for you see BMX as well, and a lot of the other sports, they've all come up through video parts, sponsor me tapes, and all these things. Like that was kind of the core of the sport. Whereas scootering's kind of come to fruition in this age where social media is kind of king.
Yeah.
So Instagram's taken over, and like the art of a video part has kind of been lost a bit. There's less hype for a video part than there is for Instagram clips.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Which it's kind of, at the moment, it's neither here nor there, because that's the kind of state of social media, and that's kind of where we are at the moment in the world of the technology and whatever. It's content's so easily digestible.
Yeah.
But I definitely think the art of a video part has been lost quite a bit.
I think that's a shame, to be fair, because it's like...
Yeah, me too.
Like, it's quite new,
go on, sorry.
Also, it's quite new. It's only the last couple of years, like 2017. Because like if I look back at my Instagram from like 2015, and 2015 was when like we were like filming a lot of stuff for like the Muzzle Crew channel, and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's when like videos, because you didn't even used to be able to post videos on Instagram and stuff. So it's like
it's
not even
true.
that long. It's mad. Like I think it'd been like 2016, 2017 when it all started going mad and everyone was just insta crazy. And that's when edits stopped becoming so important, because people were so focused on just getting these little 30-second clips that they can post, and then they get more views than they do on YouTube, and they can do it every single day. It's like it's sort of.
I guess. Sorry, Jack. I guess more brands are kind of pushing that as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Because consistent Instagram clips get more publicity than one big video part.
Yeah.
So a lot of brands, coming from someone who's worked in the industry and has met a lot of people, it's one of those things where that's kind of the thing that's pushed, and you'd be expected to maybe do a video part a year or something like that. But even that's a stretch at the moment. It's usually you post X amount of clips a week, or you post X amount of clips a month, etc. You do X amount of photos and you get paid per photo, etc. Things like that. That's what's being pushed.
Do you think the idea...
I guess that's what's generating the revenue. That's what's bringing in the promotion. Because essentially riders are marketing tools for the brand.
Yeah.
So they want to get the best out of the rider and get the most out of them for their brand. So it makes sense, but it's a shame that the art of the video part's been lost a bit.
Do you think the idea that you can land, let's say you land your banger, and rather than nobody knowing about it for 6 months or whenever, people will know about it that same night, and if you don't catch up with it, some other kid that filmed it has caught up with it, and people couldn't keep their banger secret, like Dante's flip down El Toro.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone knew about it like the day he did it, because someone had posted it. So if you can't beat him, you can't have to join him, kind of thing. You know what I mean? If you don't post it yourself, someone else will.
Yeah.
If people want that instant gratification.
Yeah, I can't lie. I've done it before.
Oh,
like I've still got two clips for my web edit that I haven't been tempted to post, because I just know that I'm safe. I'm safe with them ones.
I've done it before. Just filmed a really, really good clip and just thought, I'm just gonna. What do people think of this? Or like just immediately put it somewhere.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'd saved it, it would have made a nice little feature in an edit. But
I feel like it probably doesn't help either, because like if say you're a pro rider, you normally, like I'd say 80% of the time, your contract is going to have something about social media, and you have to post
100%.
X amount of times a week. Normally a lot of the time it's like mad, like 5, 6, 7 times. It's like that adds to the whole, like, they're not going to want to, if they're having to film that much content that regularly, why are they going to want to have to film and edit? It's like it becomes a sort of a chore getting clips, and it just takes the fun out of it. I feel like that's another reason why people don't really do edits, because I feel like filming becomes more of like a chore, like as I said, but like it's more of a task. Like you don't think about landing the trick, you think about how long you have to film for. Like
there's less incentive to film a video part in this kind of social media age than they used to be.
Yeah,
That's exactly why we stopped. Well, it's not exactly why, but there's one of the big reasons me and Chris and the whole the muzzle channel stopped was because it started to become like a bit of a chore for us.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah,
got to
for
that
sure.
point where like we would upload like once a week, let's say for a month straight, and then we wouldn't upload for a couple of weeks, and we'd look at like the comments, and it's like why aren't you uploading? Like why what I mean? And you're getting like that pressure to upload, which then made when you do upload, you're not even like excited about filming. You just sort of did it for the sake, and you're back to that same.
You don't really you don't put all your like energy into. You don't put all your heart into it because you just want to get it done. You're just like, all right, if I quickly just do it this way instead of doing it like the proper way, the quality goes down. I think.
It rips off really, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, proper pushed us off a cliff, didn't it? We actually just stopped it completely.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Corby closing potentially? Anyway, where do you stand?
I think it'll be fine because like obviously they said they've got the 4 months, which is like obviously is like what they said, but it's the BMX Olympic team's own like their main training facility. So it's like I feel like if anything like worse comes to worse and they don't get the funding they need, I feel like they'll always have that as a backup sort of because it's like they're so like they have the funding to like it's just mad like
they're very heavily funded Corby,
and how much publicity they have. I feel like they're not going to be like it's like with D-side it was just like they were gone like they literally just disappeared like they were there one day, the next day half of it was gone. They were like it was all over social media. With Corby, that I don't think that could happen. Like they would never just be able to just shut it. Like it's just, I feel like they have so much publicity. They've got.
There'd be a temporary closure, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't think it would go for good.
Nah, I don't.
But then again, this is speculation from me. I'm not hugely educated on it, but
yeah. I wouldn't say I know it. Like that's my main reasoning for not being too worried. It's just that I know there's a lot of they're very publicised. Like all of the people sharing the fundraiser and stuff, like the amount of people that have done it, like Undialed reposted it, like loads of newspapers have posted it.
Yeah, it was on the BBC.
Yeah,
it was
so
on the news.
it's like I feel like they because they have that in their like they have that publicity, they have the safety net, but I feel like it doesn't stand for a lot of skate parks in England. I do feel like we'll see quite a few indoors close.
Well, that's actually one of the main things I was thinking when I first saw that, Corby was potentially closing down and that whole sort of news article. The very first thing I thought of was, of all the skate parks that are going to be struggling, Corby's not one of them. There's like so many parks where it's like just that one geezer who sort of owns it. He like gets by. He makes enough money to sustain himself. And if they're not like raking it in, like Corby, I'm not saying that they are, but they're building new parks in the park every couple of months. It's always got new things. They must be.
That's not something other skate parks ever do. It's not. It's not even like even the big ones. They don't just buy a new building and build a new park. Like
exactly. So maybe I'm just being super ill informed, but to me that just looks like it must have some decent money from revenue and stuff. I just can't see.
Well, it's funded by the lottery as well, isn't it?
It's funded by a lot of places, I believe.
It's charity funded, but I don't know exactly what that means.
It's the lottery,
in terms
isn't it?
of
National lottery.
I think a lot of it's lottery funded. I'm sure there's a bunch of other people involved.
I don't want to say anything just because I don't want to speak on the whole topic, but
we're not completely educated on it, but I think it'd be a huge shame if Corby closed down.
It'd be
like such
mad.
a blow for the whole UK scene.
And
European scene.
It'd just be the whole whole action sports scene. It's like
it's
Corby,
an iconic place.
The skate park's not even called Corby. Like it's Adrenaline Alley, and like that that skate park has given that town a name. Like no one.
Yeah, which dare I say it, Corby's not known for really anything, is it?
Corby's not the greatest of places.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to ask you is, obviously with coronavirus and everything, Worlds isn't too. Like, no one knows what's going on with Worlds or anything. What me and Chris watched in July. Were you at Barca? Yeah.
Yes.
One thing I noticed just from the results and everything was how different, because they changed the structure of how how you win, how you enter, how you qualify, and the final 8 was so vastly different to every other year we've ever seen. And it changed it so much. What do you think of your I wouldn't say comp career as such, but you know what I mean. You're not really known for sort of really going for like the big runs and everything.
Yeah.
Has it ever been something that you've sort of wanted to focus
Yeah.
on?
Like, I'd say this year's been my main focus, which is why this whole thing is so annoying as well.
Yeah.
It's because like last year I was like, because obviously I've been struggling with my knees. My ACLs are a bit fucked for like they've been like for a few years now, but like it's got to the point where I was just like, I just want to get them sorted. So I've been doing like strength and conditioning, all that sort of things, going to the gym, all that. Like they were starting feeling a bit better, and then all this has happened now. So it's like it's kind of put it down on it. But I feel like I still would want to pursue it. But all the other years, it's just been because I just haven't had that comp mentality. Every time I go to a comp, I was just like I couldn't put like the run I would want together. And then I never really trained my stamina or anything like that either, so I always struggled in that respect. But it's always been something I want to do. Like, I've always gone to comps. I've just never, like I've always, like last year I got to the EU finals, but I couldn't enter because of my knees.
Really?
And then I got to the EU finals the year before, but I didn't qualify. That was that. I think the one where it's outdoor and it was on like a beach in like -5 or something. It was horrible.
I don't remember, but
in The Hague. It was in Netherlands. It was horrible.
yeah.
Everyone was like sitting outside in blankets. They had to do half the runs the next day because it got damp. The ramps
Sounds
got
like a
damp.
real finals, huh?
Yeah, awesome.
Amazing. Yeah, it's something that in my opinion, if you look at the sort of Instagram clips that you put out, especially over like you're building twos and stuff, there's not really. I said this to Chris the other week. If you compared just sort of pure just tricks that you can do, and then you compare it to anyone else, I sort of see you as sort of today's Brendan Smith kind of thing.
Yeah.
In the sense of you can do those crazy like sort of one trick which blows everyone's mind, and then it comes to competition, and from what I can see, you can do all those crazy tricks in quite consistently, but for some reason it's never really, like you said, the stamina, your knees, things like that.
Yeah.
It's never been.
I did like because I entered. Obviously, I went in one comp this year. I managed to. It was the first ISA. It was in Ireland, so I qualified 5th or 6th. I can't remember 5th or 6th in that. So I didn't do too bad in that. It was just because I fucked up my first run. I did just a straight backflip, which wasn't quite what I wanted to do over the box. Because I looked down for some reason at my wheel, and then by the time I got to the box, I just messed it up. But yeah, like I feel like my mentality has changed a lot recently, so I know what I need to do. And like every time I've gone to a camp, I've spoken to people who I know do well, asked for their advice, all that sort of things. They're always like I'm like obviously friends with a lot of pros, so they're obviously happy to like we just talk like anyway. But like they just give me tips on my runs and stuff. It's always like even a few years ago, like people were giving me advice. It's all just built up to the point where I feel like I have more confidence now in my comp ability, but I still have a point where I need to develop my like that sort of area. Definitely.
There's a lot more that goes into comps than just
Yeah.
throwing down a good run.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kind of like. I don't want to use like it's a little bit of a chess game when you start getting to certain competitions and how they're
I know
formatted.
what you mean.
You do a solid run, and then, or if you've got a couple of tricks, you one up that trick slightly to get a slightly higher score. If you know, like you kind of ride off everyone else, and
Yeah, I know what you mean.
to know how much you need to push yourself.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit. There's a lot more. It's a lot of mental warfare as opposed to
Like
as well as the physical aspect for sure.
like even before you go to a comp, you go in the mindset it's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But it's never what your head thinks. Like you say you're gonna do this run, but you land a bit off on one trick, and then it changes the whole dynamic of your entire run.
You've
like,
got to improvise the rest of it.
So it's like it's just you've just got to go with a mentality of exactly like you have to be able to do tricks on any of the ramps. Basically, like every single ramp you need to do a trick on. So you got to
need to trick it to a high level.
Yeah, you need to flow. You can't. Yeah, because like you say but even say you go over like you just air in to get loads of speed. You need to just do like a bar. Like it's more than not doing anything, and it makes that little difference. But like everything like obviously it's judged on like flow, style. Like I can't even think of the categories right now. But
there's a lot.
I think it's 4, isn't there? Flow, use of park,
difficulty.
and diversity,
etc.
That's something that why Dante's done so well. I mean, he won Worlds, he won UK champs. Was it like 3-4 times? Like, it's ridiculous. Because he's just seemed to have, like, he sort of cracked it quite a few years ago of exactly that. He sort of got his park runs so down to a T. That when you were looking at him at all the different comps and all the different parks, all the different obstacles, he looked so calm and so confident on all of them.
It looks like he's local. Like everywhere he rides, it could be his local.
Right,
Like if you, that's when you get set apart, because that's when you go from like someone who's like getting there, and then someone who's at the top. Like is someone who can go to a skate park and they can ride it like they've been there 100 times before. Like I know I can't. Like I struggle with that a lot. Like getting used to a park, but that's one of the things. Obviously, like you've just got. It's one of those things that comes with experience with comps, like. And like going to more parks.
100%.
Something I see with in like the street riding scene, like with Eden.
Definitely.
He like the kids create, like I see him like go to so many places. I know. Yeah. And I see him go to like so when we were in Liverpool and we saw that fat rail. I can't remember what it was called. They were calling it a name. Forgive me, I can't remember it, but it was big. And everyone sort of looked at it and just sort of laughed at it, it was like no one's doing that. And Eden just sort of had that mentality where he just got up to the top, he had a look, and then he just sent for it, and he smashed it. I think he did a downhill off it first go, not even, but it applies, I think, with everything. It really does.
So if you go in the mentality of I can do that, like this, like you can do your tricks everywhere. Like you need to be able to do, like you need to know that you have to be comfortable with what you're doing and where like that you need to know. Oh man, I'm just chatting shit right now. Oh, let me think. You need to know. You need to be confident in your own abilities. I don't know what I'm trying to say then. Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, I think you like really like what would you say? In terms of like progressing, what was it like 2015 or something? Like you doing cool tricks like when you like got on Maui and stuff. From there, between like I'd say like 2016 to now, I'd say, but even from like up to like 2018 kind of time, I think you progressed so much faster than pretty much everyone else. I don't know what you did, but you went
to Milton Keynes and I was able to ride Corby every weekend. That would have been end of 2016. So yeah, you were right.
Yeah, the level of progression went so much faster than everyone else. That's where you got sort of like sort of where you're at today is so much higher. Than your sort of normal line of progression. It was really strange. Do you think it is because you could just ride Corby constantly?
I think it is. I think it just gave me a lot because like everyone, say the local I had before that was Prevail in Poole, so that was like that was a good park, but they had a resi and like a foam pit and stuff, but it just wasn't. It's like it's one of those. It's just a good indoor skate park, but it's not a training facility. It's a skate park. Like Corby is a training facility. Like you go there to learn stuff. Like it is meant for that. So it's like I feel like it's just giving me the opportunity to just try what I want. Really, I know I need to ride more on wood, but I do find that it's a lot more impact on my knees. So I just kind of avoid it. Sometimes it just kind of puts me off.
Save it till you need it.
Yeah, pretty much. There's no point injuring myself when I can ride resi and it's a lot softer and people still like it.
I think that's another one with
still kind of
like the whole sort of that used to be a big thing. A few years ago there was a resi or wood. There was a massive debate. It was like you first of all in terms of like making an edit, resi's out the question. You can't do anything. No. But there used to be like a debate on if somebody has actually landed that trick or not. For example, if you did, let's say you did the first 540 flare, but it was on resi, and then someone does it on wood before you do, it's like who claims it? And now that it would be of course the guy who did it on resi, but it's weird. Resi's become so much more acceptable, which I take with open arms. To be fair, I think what's the point? It's a ramp.
I also believe that comes back down to the fact that a lot of these resi clips have been put on Instagram, but not in an edit.
Yeah.
So I think resi's a lot more. It's digested on a daily basis.
Yeah. And that's that coming back to it. There's no point me killing myself for Instagram. Like I'm not gonna go out and film an edit, like a web edit, and like break all my bones for an Instagram video, which can get watched for 2 days max by people and then forgotten about. Whereas I can wait until I'm filming an edit and go and wreck myself, but it'll be worth it because like it'll be there. Like it's an edit.
For sure.
Yeah.
How far into this edit are you?
2 clips.
How long's it been? When did you start it?
I'd say I started it like 3 years ago, but
Let's go.
yeah, but I'd say the clips that I've still got is the last 2 years. One of them was about 2 years ago. One of them was about a year ago.
Bro,
They're not getting.
filming
I feel comfortable that they're not getting done, so I don't care.
Yeah, that's fair. I did I started filming in like 2016, start of 2016,
Yeah.
and then like I was like super like motivated for it, and I started like banging out clips. And I was like really good clips, like they were solid. Like Chris filmed them really well because he wanted it to be like a good look, like a well edited video kind of thing. We've got quite a few. I'd say we've got like 10, 11 clips, which is quite a lot, And then
Still got them all.
We've still got them all. I've not released any of them. No one knows about them. I'm still gassed on a couple of them. But it just it completely died from me not riding quite as much, just for like a very short period of time. Like after we stopped filming everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then it all just it went downhill from there, mate.
Yeah.
And then we went to Corby for me to land my banger, which I got super, super close at and didn't do.
Oh,
and then,
that's always the worst thing. That is honestly filming like anywhere from above half an hour and not landing a clip is the most demotivating thing ever.
Bro, and I got so close to it, so I think I'm never gonna land it anyway, so it doesn't matter. I was trying to do a bar to front scoot deck grab over building 3 first wooden, and I actually got, like, Chris, you can back me up, I was pretty close, wasn't it? Like, it was good effort.
Yeah, you had a 1 foot on a couple of times.
Yeah, and after that, I've never even tried to film one since. Every year or so, we'll mention it, and then I'll go, "No, fuck yeah, dude! Like, let's start filming. Let's finish it. It's never gonna happen." Like, it's just.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's just not. Like,
it just puts you off.
Yeah.
Following on from what you just said, Steve, I think that segues quite nicely, seeing as the 3 of us are here and all former members of Maui and Sons. To talk about the fall and the demise that is Maui and Sons.
Ooh.
I loved it. I miss it. But I miss what it was, not what it is. See you later, Jack. Yeah.
See you in a bit, Jack. Cheers for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed.
I'm getting my 6 scooter.
6 scooter. Oh goodness.
Bro, there's no way you still got that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you sent me this one by accident.
Probably. Or I think I sent you it to get some photos or something
The
because we
bars
needed
aren't
it.
even chipped. Still got
Bro, that's a relic. You gotta keep
the
that.
zip ties on it.
That's crazy.
So
bro.
guys,
Well,
100k giveaway.
That just kind of proves why Maui fell apart, because if you send a product to a rider to get photos on it, and like 5 years later it's still got the zip ties on it.
Yeah, I don't think I was ever really going to ride that one. Not going to lie, their parts were like indestructible. Like their deck, I never cracked, snapped, bent, anything.
I really like the decks. I really like the bars to a degree.
Wheels.
I like the forks. The wheels were great. The wheels were really good.
Sort of
the
bare
problem-
wheels.
The idea with with what mine was, I loved what it was. I just didn't like what it turned into, and Maui just failed. First of all, they stopped caring about us, which is fair enough. They stopped. They refused to sort of keep up with the times. They didn't make any new product, and they didn't give a shit anymore, which is fair enough. I'm not the businessman. I'm sure they had good reason. But I miss when it was thriving in like 2015, 16. Like they were, especially with like Reese, Dan, and Sam.
Yeah.
We there was just so many good times and content. Like, I'd always look back at it as a really fun thing.
Our team was solid. Like Alex, Dan, Reese.
But it was a real good group of friends. Like,
So my plan was to always build a team. There was a group of friends first.
Yeah.
That were obviously it was a group of friends who were talented at riding scooters. It wasn't just, I'm going to pick up a couple of my mates and we're going to leech off a company. It wasn't anything like that. It was all kind of done with the intention of whenever we go anywhere as a team to have fun and take a different approach to kind of competition stars of the scene approach to a brand.
Yeah.
Because although that would have been nice to kind of have a comp rider and a front runner and a six scooter guy and all that stuff to kind of bring in that attention, it wasn't financed. I couldn't get the funding for it.
Yeah.
Jack, you were never really like, you were with us and everything, but there was a lot of the time now I'm thinking about it where I think about, I mean, just because of where you lived. Like,
Yeah, because when I when I was on the
yeah.
team, I wasn't in Corby at all. I never rode Corby. I was when I was in Southampton. So that was like, I was so far from all of you. It was like,
I was gonna say,
really about it.
Because we did a lot of like stuff together as a team, and it was mainly, like I said, probably just to location. But you, and also when we had Dexter, I think I only spoke to Dexter like twice, maybe. Like that's it. Like I saw him at Scoot Fest, said hello, and then like a Scoot GB or something. You know what I mean? And like we messaged on Instagram like a couple of times. You know, but when it came to like actually as part of the team, there was definitely. It probably is just sort of no one's fault based on location, but there was definitely that little divide which sort of happened.
I think it happens mainly because it was me, you, Sam Chalklin, Reese,
Dan,
and we've been riding together for fucking ages, so we were always going to gravitate towards each other naturally. But
yeah, that's true.
I remember, Jack, messaging you and trying to pick you up when I saw you do a flip footless.
Yeah.
Up the step up of Charge Unit. Yeah. Just I saw it on Facebook. Yeah, I saw it on Facebook. And I thought, I've got to have this guy. I've got to have this guy on the team. Because
I swear I applied to you. I swear I applied to you. Like I applied on that, like those sponsorship like message things.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
I swear I did.
No, it was because I remember looking at it because we were at Stand Ground. And we looking at it.
I think I messaged you, and then you asked me to send you some clips, and I sent you the flip footless.
I remember it. Yeah.
I remember you showing me Chris at the skate park, saying, "I'm going to put this kid on. Like, look at this." And to be fair, like flip footless in 2014. That is actually that's actually
so nuts.
Yeah, wood as well. No resi.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was straight wood.
Sorry, boys. As you were. Hiya, lads. Yeah, that's crazy.
Were you on Praiseworthy at that time?
Yeah, they were the first people. Because basically originally, one of my mates called Jude, he got messaged by them, and he turned it down because he was on some other company. But he was at mine, I think, like when he got messaged. So I was like, I'll message them. I'll say, like Jude like said this, that, and then I messaged him and he saw my profile and he said, yeah, 100%, and I've been with him since.
How are Praiseworthy getting on? Like, I haven't really seen as much of them as but maybe it's just me not paying attention anymore.
Yeah, they released quite a few new things recently. I haven't got anything up here. I don't think it's like a few of their jerseys. Like I think they look mad. Like they released quite a few designs for them. Then some new T-shirts. Well, like he said he got to the point where it was more like he has the freedom to create what he wants, like rather than what 100%. Yeah, like he has the freedom to choose what he wants to do, and people will be open to it, and people are buying it.
That's awesome.
Like all of his jerseys, I think sold. I'm not sure actually, but I know that the first one did.
That's one thing I've always liked is that kind of relationship that you've had with Praiseworthy.
Yeah.
Because that kind of brand loyalty.
Yeah.
It's a little bit difficult to find nowadays.
Yeah, definitely.
You get a lot of people hopping around and. Which it's not a bad thing. It's just I'm a big advocate of loyalty and brand loyalty. So you see all these riders hop around, and I guess it's going to be the smartest move for them, whether it be financial or exposure or making it suit them, etc. But I think that's something I've always admired and respected as your kind of relationship with Praiseworthy.
Yeah, like he as I said, he was the first person who actually like sponsored me. So it's like I've always had that like loyalty to him, and then but it's also the fact that he saw what I could, like he saw my potential like from the start. Like he knew that he wanted me on the team, and he's done that with so many people like Dante, Jamie Addison. Yeah. Like he literally spotted all of the people who are like biggest in the UK scene at the moment, and he like not obviously every single one, but like the good majority of them, and they're on the Praiseworthy team, and it's so sick to see.
That's awesome.
Jack, who would you say? This is actually a question which I've been asking a lot of people recently.
Yeah.
We wanted to film like a whole video just dedicated on this. Just asking. It was going to be at Barcelona at the Street Jam, which obviously we couldn't go to in the end. But who is, in your opinion, the GOAT?
Ooh.
We're going to go around to the Barca Street Jam and just ask as many people as we can find that question.
I mean, obviously got. I don't know. It's hard to pick one. Like,
it's hard
because you can keep justifying people. Like, there's like a few people I can name on top. Like Dylan Morrison is 100% up there. Like, he just is. Like, regardless. Richard Zelinka, insane.
That's a good one. Not many people say that, and Chris pointed that out to me the other day because I didn't even like consider it. But when you think about it, like he's like King of Kings a million times. Like he's solid at all parts of riding. Like,
he can ride mega ramps as well.
Yeah,
like,
mega street,
better than
park,
like
bowl.
Out in terms of like people who can ride mega in the world. He's probably in like easily top 10. Like he just tries anything.
Oh, yeah.
Like he has that same mentality as Willie. Like he'll just try whatever he like wants to. I think it's sick.
It's got that like fearless kind of drive to try tricks.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, Richard Zelinka's not a big name in like. He's a big name for us, and I've always said I love Richard, but like I've never
he's not
had
very
that.
social media focused. Though, I think
he's not. You wouldn't name like if you go to the kids, like, and there's more kids than there are, anything else at a park. No one really knows who Richard Zelinka is, or if they do, they don't really put him up there as one of the best, and he really is.
Definitely, 100%. And then I'd say another couple like Chris Farris as well. I'd put him. He's insane.
Yeah, he's for me he's been around a long time, but he's not been because right now I think Chris Farris at the peak of his level right now. He's never been as good as he is now and last year. But if you go past that 2018 and before, he wasn't really a household name, was he?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So
he'll be there. I reckon he'll if he keeps progressing the way he is, he'll be one of those names. As I said, he is at the moment, but he'll just solidify that even more.
The way he's going, I think he's on a very, very steep upward notion at the moment. Because I really like the way he presents himself. Like he presents himself as very, very professional and like.
I feel like he's definitely one of the most professional. Like he is one of the most presentable athletes in the scooter scene at the moment. Like,
absolutely.
It's not in a Dakota way either.
No, exactly.
It's not in a kind of a robotic.
Yeah.
Just does what he does. Like. I do this, I do that. Like he's a nice person. He's got energy. He's got character. He's not just some as you said, a robot.
Yeah. You're implying that you don't like Kota though. To be fair.
No, I don't mind. I ain't got any problem with him.
Yeah.
I've never had any problem with him. Like I've spoken to him a few times. He's a nice guy.
I got a lot of respect for Kota.
I have a huge amount of respect for Dakota.
I mean, he's the reason I ride a scooter, so I can't really knock him too much.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's one of the main reasons the scooter industry has progressed the way it has.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Yeah. It's really strange for me because, like I said, I do have a lot of respect for Kota. I think for me, I think him and Ryan Williams, like as cliche as it is, they are the face of scooting.
Yeah.
I think they always will be.
Well, yeah, they always have been. It's always been during back in 2013. Willie versus Kota shoots. Who's winning a game of scoot?
Those montages on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. It was mad.
It was Kota v Ryan Williams and MGP versus Razor. Those montages banged. I used to love watching them.
That's sick.
Yeah. I just think Kota's... It's just strange. I've got a lot of respect for him, but I just don't... I'd never put him as someone that I'd like, he's such a sick guy, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
With other people.
I think that's mainly, Steve, because me and you appreciate style over tricks, or we appreciate stylish tricks over the consistent
I think it's just
robotic approach.
It's just I feel like he's more business focused. He's not he's done like what he has done for this, like he's done like the scootering aspect of sport. He's focusing on the business side of it. He's trying to grow the sport as much. You can never
devalue anything he's done.
No.
From being 3-time world champion to starting companies, owning brands, trying to support riders and doing the action space thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you can't, no matter what you personally think of his style or the way he rides or the way he presents himself, you can't deny what he's done for the sport is massive.
Yeah.
And
And
it kind of always will be.
everything he's tried, he's been massively successful as well. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, he was so focused on just being the best rider. Now he's at that point where he's just sort of like you're right. He's like a businessman now,
Yeah.
but he's a very successful businessman from what I can
definitely.
see. You know,
Yeah, 100%.
the only thing I'd want to call, the only thing I'd want to say is he did and deservedly came like 5th in the last Worlds he went to.
Yeah.
And he was 5th place, if not worse. Like, he was not good in that. It was one where Dante won it, I think.
Yeah.
And then that was the last time he entered.
But there was a lot of controversy around him being in that comp because he didn't qualify for it.
Yeah, they just chucked him in there, didn't
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
It's hard to deny someone like that. Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I was like Dante. Dante winning there was so perfect though, because there was such that conversation of when our Dakota's in, who's going to win between him and Jordan Clark.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, at the time, they were the only people that had ever won it.
Yeah.
And they were finally in, but neither of them had actually gone against each other before.
Yeah.
They finally did, and I think it was probably quite nice for everyone that neither of them won it, you know, for both of them, so, you know.
It's kind of like that game of Scoot with our Willie and Kota, where they ended up pretty much having a game of Call the Shots, and it's all about having fun. It was kind of like that nice, humbling feeling.
Yeah.
See, especially for someone that, like, as cool as Dante to win it.
Yeah. It's mad.
Yeah, I was gassed with Dante.
Yeah, same.
I remember.
I was
so
screaming.
happy.
Absolutely screaming.
Dante's the nicest guy.
Yeah.
He's one of the chillest people I've ever met. He'll always take the time out to come and talk to you and kind of just like make an effort to say hello and not just a hey, how are you? Like, oh, what's going on, YG? How are you? So, like, he'll make an effort.
Yeah, he won't just like nod at you.
And things like that are like seem simple, but they go a long way.
Yeah.
I agree. Jack, with Core, you've been on Core for a while.
Yes.
A long time, actually.
Very long. It's been...
It seems like it, anyway.
2 years.
Yeah, quite a while.
2.5 years.
Where do you think is the next thing for you and Core just taking it to the next level?
I think so. Like when I left 8th of 8, it was for a few reasons, mainly just because I just felt I wasn't getting where I could get. And their ranges of products, it's still not out. Like last year's one that was meant to be out last July.
Yeah.
And it's still not out. That was like it was just like no communication, but I had nothing against the company. Like the people who run it, like they're really nice. Like they supported me as much as they could, but it was just that communication. I feel like, but when I left, like I did get a few offers, but I just felt like
I'm not surprised.
Like no, I didn't get like loads, but like I felt in a place with like at first I was like, oh yeah, I need to get on a sponsor because I need to be able to travel. I need to do this, I need to do that. But I kind of seeing like what Core, like when I left 8th of 8. I in my head a lot of the things I got from them was from them, but it was obviously there was because Ramworks, Core, and 8th of 8 during that time were all like linked
under
sort
the same
of
distribution.
Yeah, so a lot of it would be a lot of it was like Matt was sorting out anyway, who's Core. So it's like now that I've left, I realise that I still have that level of support, so I don't need to be on a company. So I was just like if I was going to accept any offers I got, it would have been purely like it would have just. I feel like it would have ruined my love for scootering. So I just didn't want to. I just said stick with Core. Got a few big things coming soon, so yeah, it'd be sick.
Because Core seems like a great company from what I can see.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, it's for some reason it's actually I feel like Core's really well known in our Corby side of England. You know, I don't think. Maybe I'm completely wrong here, but it's not a Blunt, for example. You know what I mean? Like it's not that. But do you think it can be in that position one day? With
definitely.
It's
still a relatively new company. Like if you say Blunt's been around 10 pretty much been around since I started scootering. I can't think of when they got made. They're still at a stage where they're getting the traction, and it's like they've grown so much. Like since I've been on, when I first got on, I hadn't really heard of them. I'd heard of people getting on their team, but I hadn't heard of the actual company. So it's like it's so awesome to see how much it's grown. It's top BMXers in the ride for them now. Top BMX in the world, ride for them now. Top scoot a lot the team for Core is sick. I feel like it's getting to the point where it's going to start branching out, and soon it's going to be like Skate Pro.
Yeah.
I think there's like I don't want to say I don't know what I can say and what I can't, but that so it's like then they'll get distributed in Europe more, so it's going to be like a lot. Their name's going to suddenly go. I feel like a lot bigger. Centrano, so it's big.
As long as it doesn't turn out like SNS and sponsor every single ride.
Oh no. Don't you worry. He's Matt's very he's not he's like his wife, like, I think his girlfriend or wife is like an ex-Olympic rollerblader. Like he knows his shit. Like he's not he's not just in it because he's seen money. Like he knows the industry of like action sports.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. So I just like I had no reason to not trust him and just stay with Core. As you said earlier, like, I value loyalty a lot, so I know what like I know by staying loyal. Just I think there's no reason to just rush into anything else. Like there's no reason to.
For sure.
100%.
I'm gonna play the role of that classic Instagram kid right now.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack.
Okay.
I've noticed you've been riding a Mad Gear deck. Any intel for me?
Well, yeah, they were one of the offers, but obviously they sent me Indy sent me the deck. I think it's a really nice deck. Like honestly, like I'm gonna open now. But honestly, like it's the VX9. It's actually like honestly really nice. Like it's really light. It's like really well balanced. It's not small. It's 4.5 by 5 by 20.5. So it's not a small deck. Like when I was on 8th of 8, I was riding a 4.5 by 19. I wanted to throw up every time I dropped in. But yeah, like I just lost what I was saying. MVP deck, yeah. Yeah, basically, I'd have had to leave. Like basically, there's like obviously the business side of it. I'd have had to leave Core, so it was that whole thing. I've been with Core. There's no reason for me to leave just so I can like try something new when I know I've got this thing which is working.
100%, I get that.
I get that completely.
I don't know how much I can say of all this, to be fair.
No.
It's all right. We can cut any of it out. We can cut any of it out.
No, it's blessed. I ain't got a fucking clue what I can say. I don't think I've said anything I can't say, to be fair. It's fine.
Just a quick one then, because I sort of steered off.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the GOAT then?
I think,
what's the answer?
Like, when we were talking, I think it's between Dylan Morrison and... I just, not gonna lie, if I'd have to go one person, I'd just say Dylan Morrison.
Would
That's
you?
respectable.
That's my second answer. I always go for Ryan Williams just because
Really?
I think that the amount of stuff that man's done for
Yeah, I know what you
scooter
mean,
in.
yeah.
The amount
Just
of
for me.
exposure and
Yeah.
the fact that he's taken it all over the
Yeah,
world
I think-
to some of the biggest stages in action sports.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think where I was thinking of it was more literally in terms of like
The greatest
yeah,
rider of
yeah.
all time.
But like in terms of the person who's like, but even like Ryan Williams, like if I had that, if I was still thinking that, he'd still be top 3. Like it's not like he's just had this influence and he's sat back and just not done anything. Like he's had the influence because he's done all this
for a
shit.
reason.
Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
Nitro Circus, all that. His first scooter rider on there. He's got so many other scooter riders on there. It's mad. Like he's done so much for it. Like the exposure and just the whole scene in general.
You said Kota was the person that made you start riding.
Yeah. Basically,
crazy.
well, not like start riding, but learn tricks. Basically, I went to a skate park on like a foldable scooter, and then I went home and was like, I think I had a foldable scooter, and I was watching YouTube and I saw a scooter tutorial and it was Kurt doing bri flips off of like fresh park ramps. It was when he had his when he had his BMX bars.
Yeah. I remember. I know the video you want about.
Yeah.
3-piece bar.
It's like how to
like
bri
a
flip.
Yeah.
And it's like, I watched that and I literally went straight to the skate park, landed a bri flip, and I'd never done any other trick before. Mum's like I still don't understand that bri flip is for whips and not bars. But
That's crazy.
I literally bride, like it was fly out, and then I rode, and like I'd never jumped a spine before. Obviously, I hadn't really been to a skate park before, and I jumped the spine and just ate it. The scooter broke. It was some foldable scooter, had, like suspension on the forks, and it snapped or something. And I fell off, and I just ate it. It was so funny.
What year did you start? It's
2000.
a long time ago.
2000. I feel like it. See, I saw something on Facebook the other day, which was me like posting a status saying how long I'd ridden, but I thought I started in 2010, but that's when I thought I started.
I started in 2010, it's actually a really similar story. I had the Stanguard Skate Park was like just like metal ramps, and then it got built up as a new park. So I'd gone there for the first ever time when it was like new.
Yeah.
And I went on a Razor scooter. It was like a Razor Spark, but without the spark. It was like one of them ones, you know,
like the fat of wheels, like
the hot.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I had. Like like break when you step on them, like.
And the oval grip tape. It's
like
that weird one.
the little oval slab.
Yeah.
It's like oh god.
Terrible.
But
I remember going home.
Wait, wasn't it the thing that was connected to wheels? It's like it was just a metal plate, and then it was like a plastic insert. So the wheel axle wasn't connected to any metal; it was just connected to plastic.
It's crazy.
What are you doing?
Absolutely nuts. I remember going home, and again, like same as you, I was watching like YouTube videos and stuff, and I remember seeing Luke Pickett's MGP video.
Oh
Luke Pickett. Oh mate, watch that, the original one from like 2009. And I remember watching that, and it's the same thing. I mean, I didn't land a bride flip; I just learned to drop in, but whatever. But I remember from there, I was just like, that's it. This is what I want to do. Like, it's just what I was just literally rode every day then for like 8 years straight.
Yeah, that's sick.
See, I picked riding up. I was a skateboarder from when I was 9, and then everybody stopped skating in my village as soon as we got the skate park.
What?
And I was like, right. So I was the only person still skating.
That's funny.
And then a bunch of people started riding scooters, and I was like, I was always like classic skateboarder. Like, why are you riding a scooter? Get a skateboard, blah blah blah. And then I started messing about on one, and like on my first session, learnt to like whip fly out and do like disasters and 360 flat and things like that. And I thought, this is fun. The progression was like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And from skateboarding, I hadn't had that in a while.
Yeah.
So it was fun to jump on and just progress something really quickly, just for fun.
Yeah.
I was still skating. I've always still skated, but. It kind of progressed from there, and then I started riding just with whoever rode a scooter, and then met up with Steve and Scott and Connor and Luke and other Connor and everyone, and then it kind of progressed from there. I still to this day, Steve, think if I didn't see, who was it? It was Scott and someone came into Audi when I worked there.
Yeah.
Because they thought they were shoplifting, and Scott, I was in the room.
Yeah.
And Scott had to empty his bag and show what was in it, and his camera was in there. And I was at this time recording on just iPhone, to get an iPhone self-film clips every day, like. And I thought, there's people in Peterborough that ride scooters and have cameras. Like, how do I not know about this? So at that point, I generally think I would have stopped riding scooters if I didn't see that camera in Scott's bag that day.
Yeah,
that's mad.
It's that is jokes. It's a weird one, isn't it? How it all fucking goes together.
Well, yeah, like when I say I didn't go to the first time I went to skate park. I didn't do anything. I sat there on like I think I went on a bike. I just sat there with my brother. Like, we didn't ride. I think we went there a few times. We just used to go sit there and just watch people because it's like I had no clue.
We just went there because it just got built, so it was like something to do. Go sit at the skate park. I mean, well, we'll wrap it here then, I guess. Cheers for watching, guys. Jack, absolute pleasure coming on, mate.
Absolute pleasure.
Do it again sometime,
maybe.
Definitely. Who knows?
For sure.
We need to do a proper video with Jack soon.
Yeah.
Whenever this is all over, we need to link up, and me and Steve can sit back and watch Jack do crazy tricks.
We can commentate it.
we can commentate. We can be your coaches, Jack, for conference.
I can't wait. I got the team sorted.
Let's go. Alright, boys, I'm going to head. The camera's literally dying, so.
Alright, boys, all Jack's socials are in the description.
Sweet.
Check him out, show him some love. Let us know if you enjoyed this. This is the first time we're trying a little podcasty style thing, so.
Bye!